Arabpati, Kharabpati or Crorepati. They are maybe the ambitions of the native. How would like the Bath chart or D9 chart or Chandra Kundali? The first point is that the planet signifying the wealth, that means Jupiter and Venus, these two planets should be strong in the chart. That means Jupiter and Venus should be well placed. That is exalted sign, own sign or friend sign. Second point is that placement of the planet. Jupiter, Venus should be placed in significating house. For Jupiter, first house is the significant house, fifth house is ninth house, 10th house. So in this house, Jupiter gives the good results. Similarly, in case of Venus, the 7th house, 10th house, 12th house, it gives the good results. So placement and strength of Jupiter and Venus is the first point. Second is the primary conditions, ascendant Lord and Moon should be strong. That means they are either exalted sign or friend sign or own sign. Now the main point is that in which professions the native will pass through his major events. That means his professions. 10th house Lord signifies the professions. So how the 10th house Lord, what is the strength of the Lord and how it is posited in the chart? Exalted, own sign or friend sign. So 10th house Lord is very important. It is the actual profession. And in which profession native would go? Business or in high profile job or talented work or creative work. That is coming from the 7th house Lords. 7th house Lords are the partnership. Here 7th house Lord is the name and fame. It is also attached here with. Now to make a native Crorepati, we have to mainly analyze when this condition is satisfied. The 10th house Lord and where it is posited. The environment of the posited house should not be under any malefic. Where 10th house Lord is posited, their benefic aspect of auspicious planet like Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon should reach. Then the native would gain so much strength and makes his pillar for success. So 10th house Lord is very important. And posited planet, why it is posited. Thus 10th house Lord may be posited in first house, second house, may be posited in 7th house, may be posited in 11th house. All houses more or less giving the strength. But there should not be any malefic atmosphere. If there is any malefic atmosphere, there is no improvement in life, there may be some downwards movement. So the environment of the house in which 10th house Lord is posited is very important. Now coming to the chart to explain, to make it clarity, what is the actual position of the Lord of 10th house and other house Lord also, and the environment. Coming to the chart, 10th house Lord posited in ascendant, Lagna, first, second, third, fourth. It is the fourth house from 10th house. So it is very good positions. Fourth house is the happiness, fourth house is the comfort, luxury. So it is fourth house from 10th house. And it is the Lagna ascendant. Lagna is the self-expressions, self-deed. Actually, it is the health and appearance of the native, that is personality of the native. So 10th house Lord, when posited in first house, native personality become modified. Native gets more strength for work hard. By his own work, he became famous. 10th house Lord in first house, when there is no malefic, the native will progress in life, and self-centered, native-centered progress will be there. So many person linked with the person when 10th house Lord in first house. It is just example of Ratan Tata ji. 10th house Lord posited in first house. The Jeffrey P. Bezos, the founder and owner of Amazon, 10th house Lord posited Jupiter in first house. So it is strong effect when 10th house Lord is strong, first house ascendant is strong. Now 10th house Lord coming to the second house. Second house is family, wealth, status, it is the food, it is the speech. Here 10th house Lord is posited. Just by his speech, he can attract the people. When 10th house Lord posited in second house, he is a great speaker, great motivator. When 10th house Lord posited in second house. Not only that, second house is family, so the native may be more interested in family business, to enlarge the family business. Not only that, in this case, 10th house is very strongly posited in second house of finance. So he earns so much money, and maybe Arabpati or Kharapati when 10th house Lord posited in second house. Now 10th house Lord coming to the third house. Third house is courage, communication, skill, willpower. Now 10th house Lord posited in third house. It is in the chart of Bill Gates. The 10th house Lord Jupiter posited in the Leo sign in third house. So in this third house and 10th house Lord strongly posited, and the place is very strong, and auspicious aspect of benefic planet is there. No Papkatri Jog is there. Then the native by this position, by his courage, he makes great work in his life. 10th house is karma, third house is courage. So both are correlated. When third house is strength is increases, already karma is increases. When karma is increases, third house ability must be adjusted. So third house and 10th house karma is interrelated. Third house Lord in 10th house and 10th house Lord in third house, giving good results. Now coming to the fourth house, 10th house Lord in fourth house. 10th house Lord is strongly posited in fourth house. There is no malefic, no papkatari, etc. Fourth house is mother, fourth house is caring, fourth house is comfort, luxury, property, all are there. The native by his own efforts, he purchases house, he purchases vehicles, all amenities will be there. Not only that, the fourth house centered work, that means his colleague just like his family member, and his family member just like his colleagues. So home become the office of his main concern. And native always try to increase his status, increase his wealth, but have a tendency always to strengthen his comfort, his luxury. Here the fourth house is there. So fourth house and 10th house are positive. Fourth house, native may be Arabpati, native may be billionaire, but native have own vehicles, native may have own so many buildings, house, he may possesses. So own comfort is here, fourth house. Now 10th house Lord in fifth house. Fifth house is talent, fifth house is intelligence, fifth house is children, wealth. So fifth house is very strong. Now if we are counting here with just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is actually 8 from the 10th house. But from Lagna it is first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So very good with respect to ascendant or Lagna. Eighth house not also very bad. Here more hard working is needed. Now when 10th house Lord is posited in 5th house, it is Neonil Messi chart. We getting that 10th house Lord in 5th house. In the Shahrukh Khan chart, in the Steve Jobs chart, 10th house Lord in 5th house. Also in Satyajit Ray chart, the intellectual persons, 10th house Lord in 5th house. So it is good combinations. Now 10th house Lord coming to the 6th house. From Lagna it is 6th house. From 10th house it is the 9th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 from the 10th house and ascendant from Lagna it is 6th house. 9 from 10th house it is very good. 10th house Lord here will give good effect. And 6th house from Lagna it is the competitiveness, green repo. Here 10th house Lord support the native to erase the enmity or any kind of loan debt in the market that to be repaid easily. And 10th house Lord when posited in 6th house, native may earn so much money in the life. It is the example of Mukesh Ambani. In Mukesh Ambani's chart, the 10th house Lord posited in 6th house. So here so much mourning. Arabpati, Kotipati, the native may be in near future. Now coming to the chart, 7th house. 10th house Lord coming to the 7th house. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10th. 10 from 10th, it is the 7th. It is name and fame. It is the partnership. It is the foreign business, international relationship. 10th, it is the 7th house. And 10th house Lord when strongly placed in the 7th house, native will be famous throughout the world by his professions, by his endeavor. 10th house is actual karma and 7th house is the house of business. It is the house of name and fame. Two are mixed here with. When there is no malefic, 10th house Lord posited in 7th house, in this case spouse also may be a earning members, may also support financially to the native. So 10th house Lord in 7th house is very positive. Here the example is Sunil Gavaskar charts, the great cricketer of India and world. Sunil Gavaskar chart, the 10th house Lord posited in 7th house. Now coming to the 8th house, it is the actually house of stress, house of obstacle, no doubt, but it is the house of transformation. Road to heaven only happen with the blessing of 8th house Lord. When 10th house Lord is well placed in the 11th house, that is the 8th house. And 8th house Lord is also strongly placed in the birth chart, own sign, friend sign or exalted sign. There is the good result will come. Native will get good professions. Here profession may be sometimes hidden, maybe, but sometimes maybe come enlightened. But 8th house blessing is there in all sudden gains. It is the house of sudden gains. So suddenly change a personalities. Finance of a native, sudden change. 8th house involvement is there. So this house, 10th house, positive and 8th house not very bad. So much IAS, IPS officers are there. They are 10th house Lord posited in 8th house. Great transformation in their life. So it is not bad. Some obstacle no doubt is there, but after their actual efforts, communication, they get the results. Now 10th house Lord in 9th house, it is actually Raj Yoga. Or 9th house Lord, 10th house also. In our previous video, we discussed 10th house lord in 9th house, 9th house lord in 10th house. It is the great scientist of the world, Einstein. The 10th house lord in 9th house, 9th house lord in 10th house. In today's discussion, it is the 10th house lord posited in 9th house. It is the Elon Musk, the richest person of the world, where the first house, 10th house lord posited in 9th house. Jupiter. Jupiter being the 10th house lord, first house lord posited in the 9th house. So Elon Musk, by his endeavor, by his efforts, communication, is the new methodology or technology applications, SpaceX, X in the electronic car, always he apply new technique. So this is 10th house lord in 9th house. This is a very good combination when 10th house lord is posited in the house of fortune, house of spirituality, house of father. So father blessing is there, a blessing of teacher is there, higher learning is there. So 10th house lord in posited, so many good combinations. So this is actually in the chart of Albert Einstein also. 10th house lord, 9th house, 9th house lord, 10th house. Coming to the chart, 10th house lord posited in 10th house. It is very good combinations. Strongest combination, 10th house lord posited in 10th house, getting directional strength. Here, the 10th house lord posited in 10th house, it is in the chart of Sundar Pichai. It is in the chart of MS Dhoni, great cricketer of India and world. Rahul Dravid, the great cricketer, here 10th house lord posited in 10th house. Karma Dhipati in Karma Sthan. So this is significant house. When there is no malefic, no inauspicious planet aspect, all good conjunction is there, then the 10th house lord posited in 10th house, giving strong effect in his profession. He became honorable, he became the famous person, celebrity, and also earning so much and become billionaire or trillionaire. 10th house lord in 10th house. Now 10th house lord in 11th house, that is also important. It is the Virat Kohli's chart. 10th house lord in 11th house. It is the Raj Yoga. By his efforts, by his own deed, by his courage, by his effort, 10th house lord activities, the 11th house of gain. It is the second house from 10th house. So it is the finance of second. As Bhavat Bhavam, it is the second house from 10th house. So 10th house finance is the 11th. So much earning is there when 10th house lord posited in 11th house. So he became Arabpati or Kharapati, in whose chart 10th house lord well placed, strongly placed in 11th house, and 11th house lord is well placed in the birth chart. That is to be checked. Now, when 10th house lord coming to the 12th house, it is first, second, third house from the 10th house. Third house is writing, third house is creating something. So he, the person 10th house lord posited in 12th is a creator, is a good writer, a good singer, good celebrity. The chart of Lata Mangeshkar and 10th house lord posited in 12th house is the great celebrity throughout the world, and in his era, in her era rather, there is no person to cause her talent. So this is Lata Mangeshkar, whose 10th house lord in 12th house. It is not always bad. The 10th house lord in 12th is the house of expense. It is not always. It is no doubt expensive house, makes so many expense, but the expense will be in his own talent, own work, own business. The native will expense more, but that expense makes him famous. Expense makes him more acceptable to the society. So 10th house lord in 12th house is not bad combination. It is also a good combination. Coming to the specific charts, Bill Gates, owner of Microsoft's and Gates Foundations. Date of birth 28th October 1950, time of birth 2058, place of birth Seattle. Ascendant is Gemini, Mithun Lagna, and zodiac Rashi, it is Min Rashi, Mithun Lagna. We already told the 10th house Lord Jupiter is posited in 3rd house of Leo sign in case of Bill Gates. Not only that, the other supporting planet is very strong in this chart. The ascendant Lord and 4th house Lord posited in 4th house, Mercury, very strong. It is the intelligence. And 11th house Lord Mars also conjoined with Mercury. So the courage, the effort, the determinations is linked with the 11th house, the Mars, 11th house Lord. And strong ascendant, strong moon in the Pisces sign. Not only that, the 8th house of transformation, 8th house Lord Saturn, karmic planet, is exalted in the house of talent, Libra sign. That makes the chart more significant. Another factor is that the 3rd house of creations, 3rd house Lord posited in the 5th house of talent, making the chart more stronger. So this is the famous chart of Bill Gates. And coming to the birth chart of Bernard Arnault, the French businessman, one of the richest person of the world, 5th March 1949, date of birth, time of birth 17, place of birth Rahu. Your ascendant is Leo, Singha Lagna, and zodiac is Aries, Mesh Rashi, Singha Lagna. In this chart, the 10th house Lord Venus is posited in 7th house. The 10th house, 7th house, direct connection. The famous business giant of the world, LVMH, is main the business concerned is related to the comfort luxury materials. Famous company throughout the world, LVMH. He is the founder and owner. Now in this chart, not only the 10th house Lord Venus in 7th house, here ascendant Lord is the in 7th house and 7th house Lord in the ascendant, making Raj Yoga. Binimoy Yoga is there. Here debilitation of Saturn is cancelled and debilitation of Sun also cancelled. So this is the great chart of Bernard Arnault. Here actually the 5th house Lord and 8th house Lord posited in the 6th house. Jupiter is posited here with Jupiter and Mercury is conjoined. Mercury is the Lord of 2nd and 11th house. So 2nd house, 11th house, 5th house, 8th house is connected. So he is the great investor and so much wealth throughout the world is there with the position of Bernard Arnault, the great business giant of France.